I think I'm good, y'all. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah. What's poppin'? Let's get this show started, y'all. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. This is episode 242. Wow, that's a lot. I want to thank y'all for continuing to support the podcast each and every Sunday, each and every Wednesday. And it means the world. It continues to grow. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 12. So continue to like, subscribe, hit that share notification, hit that all notification. I do pop up throughout the week as well. So make sure y'all continue to support by leaving comments, sharing the video, and showing major love. I've been checking out the other comments in the videos, and I want to thank y'all for y'all support again. So I appreciate y'all as always. Shout out to the chat. The chat is in here deep and early, so shout out to y'all again. I appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. It means the world to me. And yeah, man, y'all already know how we do. Shout out to the chat. I'm not gonna say everybody, but shout out to the chat. Shout out to Culture. Shout out to Winter. Shout out to King P. Shout out to Hazel. Shout out to Shay. Shout out to Tremont. Shout out to Culture. Shout out to CC in the building. Appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. And those are some of our day ones. Some of our big badge holders been holding them badges for a minute now. So again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Let's get the show started. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's a great day to be great and be greater than your greatest excuse. So let's get this thing started. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Also, that's always remember, y'all, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. Do not try to stand out by being negative. Have the ability to stand out for being positive. Lose that Willie Lynch mindset, and also lose that it can only be one mindset, because we all believe it can only be one type of mentality. So we got to lose that too, and understand the only op we recognize over here is opportunity. Hate has a location, it's just not here. So with no further ado, let's get this thing started. And again, shout out to the chat. Major love. My dog CC, how have you been? I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling amazing. I'm feeling amazing, and I hope y'all feeling amazing as well, and can continue to give me that great energy for tonight's episode. Uh, yeah, let's get it started. First segment of the night, popular opinions, brought to you by OUV Records. Make sure y'all go to Instagram at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. First segment of the night, popular opinions. And remember, y'all, these are not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the question, okay? Choose your sexy business to own. Choose your sexy business to own. Number one, salon or barbershop. Number two, restaurant. Number three, club. Number four, clothing store. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, choose your sexy, choose your sexy business to own. Choose your sexy business to own. Again, number one, salon and barbershop or barbershop. Number two, restaurant. Number three, club. Number four, clothing store. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, growing up, I thought all these business was hella sexy. You know, when you're a little kid, you're like, damn, I could see me with my own club. I could see me with my own restaurant. I could see me with all these different things, right? Me personally, even right now, I know this business is a money guzzler. And if the restaurant, excuse me, I told it, I will own a restaurant. So basically, I'm choosing a restaurant because it's the ultimate sexy business. It's the ultimate flex. You go somewhere where they can prepare meals for you, and you basically feed the community. They come to your establishment and basically buy your food and so on and so forth. So I think, to me, having a restaurant is the ultimate sexy business because you could do events in there. And like food is food. Like nothing makes people feel happier than food. Outside of food, the only thing that could change your music, the only thing that could change your mood, second best is music. Mood, food change your mood. So me personally, I'm going with a restaurant. In the chat, I'm seeing salon, barbershop. Okay, not mad at that. Shout out to Big Paul. We got Big Paul in the building. Appreciate Big Paul for tapping in. One of our day ones in the building. You already know. My dog CC, not gonna lie, Ash. That's tough. Gotta be a restaurant. People gotta eat. See, you feel me, CC? You feel me? Pause. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, people gotta eat. It's a good time. You can always have events on a big scale, small scale, and food is food. Like when you make good food, you know what I'm saying? That money prints itself. You know what I mean? So me personally, even though it takes a while to make money from a restaurant, I'm going with a restaurant. If you'd have asked me when I was like 19, 20, I would have for sure said a club because, you know, I want to party. You know what I'm saying? But you could party in a restaurant too. So again, I'm going with restaurant. The chat more so went restaurant as well. I seen salon and barbershop as well too. A shout out to Paul. I missed the question. Okay, so the question was choose your sexy restaurant to own. Choose your sexy restaurant to own. Number one, salon and barbershop or barbershop. Number two, restaurant. Number three, club. And number four, clothing store. So, and I ain't going front. I remember back like right before COVID, I could have bought a sneaker shop, and that was one of the best investments I did not do because like right before COVID, then COVID happened, and then you know everything was shut down for basically a year and change. And I was like, yo, I'm glad I didn't make that investment at that time. I was about to get a whole sneaker store, y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm a sneakerhead. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna get the sneaker store and, you know what I'm saying? Get to the sneakers, you know what I'm saying? That sneaker bread. But then a good investment though. So again, I went with restaurant. The chat went back and forth between restaurant and salon or barbershop. So they said so I'm also seeing salon and barbershop. Exactly, a clothing store would be dope too, but that depends on the economy. And that's why something told me to hold off on the deal. And right before you knew it, we was in the smack of COVID, and I would have been pissed, pissed. All them renovations and all that stuff, man, I would have been pissed. But anyway, all right, so I went restaurant. In the chat, went either restaurant or salon or barbershop. Mind y'all, over 340,000 people voted on this. 52% went with restaurant. Went with a restaurant. Everybody wants to eat. Everybody wants to eat. I'll tell you this: ain't nothing wrong with being what's the saying? Being fat and happy. You know what I'm saying? You ever hear that term? You want to be fat and happy? For me, it's just the fact it's a business. And when you got good food, people always going to come. And food is a direct connection to people's emotions. You could control people's emotions based on having good food. If you got good food, people will always come back for more and more and more. So, so in the chat, myself and the rest of the world's in agreement. All right, y'all, moving on to our next popular opinion question. Don't forget to hit them likes. Don't forget to hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Which character do you hope to get the most camera time? Did I say that right? Yeah. Which character do you hope to get the most camera time in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday? Which character you hope get the most camera time in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday movie? Number one, Captain America. Number two, Mr. Fantastic. Number three, Doctor Doom, obviously, right? Number four, Loki. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, which character you hope to get the most camera time in the upcoming movie Avengers Doomsday? Number one, Captain America. Number two, Mr. Fantastic. Number 3, Doctor Doom. Number 4, Loki. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, I'm a big Marvels fan. I'm not gonna lie. They kind of went away from what I thought would have been X-Men, but I'm glad they brought the X-Men back with X-Men 97. With that being said, now we got the whole Marvels, Avengers. So with this whole Doomsday, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit let down knowing that um, that we know who's gonna play Doctor Doom. I would have preferred a movie reveal opposed to them letting us know, and they let us know what universe is going to be in. So me personally, based on that premise alone, I'm going to say Loki. I really want to see Loki. Pause. Like, his character is so pivotal to Doctor Doom, and I know they killed him off in what was that, Infinity Wars, but he's still linked to his character, and this story is going back and coming forward. So me personally, I'm looking forward to seeing Loki. Loki is the ultimate hater, but he finds a way to contribute to the story. So I'm going to say Loki. In the chat, I'm seeing Doctor Doom. Shout out to Paul. Your message got redacted. I don't know why YouTube redacted it. Doctor Doom. Y'all saying Doctor Doom in the chat. Doctor Doom, the movie's called Doomsday. See, to me, the best like villain movies, right? You don't see the villain all through the movie, right? Like, for example, what's it called? First Step with the Fantastic Four. That movie was popping, right? But we didn't see that's not Kang. We didn't see what you call him, the villain in that movie. We saw him when we were supposed to see him. They didn't like you know what I'm saying? They didn't overdo it. So I hope we get like a good amount of quality time with Doctor Doom, but I don't want them to overdo it. It's like when we see Doctor Doom, I want to see Doom. I don't want him to give me a whole bunch of wolf tickets or movie. That's me personally. You know what I mean? Like, that was like the big fall off to me with X-Men and Apocalypse. Apocalypse was just talking all through the movie, and they didn't even make him, like, it didn't even feel like Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that they give the right amount of camera time to Doctor Doom and not the whole movie. But I feel you though. That's real though. That's real. That's real. Shout out to CC. So me again, I'm going with Loki. The chat is going with Doctor Doom. Captain America is kind of in between. The rest of the world at 44%. Mind y'all, over 231,000 people voted on this. Went with Doctor Doom. Everybody wants to see Doctor Doom. Again, I'm not surprised at the answer. It's called Doomsday, so I'm not surprised at the answer at all. But again, even when you think of Infinity Wars, we've seen, oh my God, y'all know when I get on live, I forget everything. But when I watch other stuff, I remember everything. But in Infinity Wars, oh my God, what's my boy named? The super duper G'd up villain, and he pieced up the Hulk real quick. Pieced the Hulk up, something so crazy with a Hulk they even want to fight him. What's his name, y'all? I know his name, but again, I'm gonna lie, my mind go blank from time to time. But the villain in that movie, he was like, they showed him it's the right amount. You know what I'm saying? The right amount of sauce for that movie. So that's what I'm hoping they kind of do the same thing with Doomsday. When y'all show him to be menacing, show him to be like, you know what I'm saying, about his business. But I can't think of the villain in Infinity Wars and in Endgame. Yeah, I know y'all know, because again, the name is escaping me right now. But yeah, that dude, when he pieced the Hulk up, you know what I'm saying? When I see Doctor Doom, I want to see him piece somebody up. I want to see him pack somebody up real quick. But like, oh, all right, Doctor Doom kind of gangster. So that's what I'm hoping to see when we see Doctor Doom for Avengers Doomsday. Shout out for Fame in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. My dog Fame in the building was popping. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Y'all got to tell me who was the main villain in Infinity Wars. I can't think of the main villain right now. And he's Thanos. That's his name, Thanos. See? Thanos. That's how I hope they show Doctor Doom. When they showed Thanos in Infinity Wars and Doomsday, he was always getting somebody up out of here. He was always packing somebody up, especially the Hulk. When he pieced up the Hulk, even when the Hulk jumped on him out of nowhere, his mans in him was like, "Yo, chill, let him have his fun." You know what I'm saying? And packed them up, pieced them up something nicely. So I hope Dr. Doom do the same in Doomsday. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Our next segment, Hollywood need to ask us. You know, I come up with better ideas for both a movie or a movie series. So for this episode, Hollywood need to ask us, I would love to see a movie based on the premise of dating. And y'all like, yo, we've got plenty of movies on dating, right? Yeah, nah. I want to see a movie on dating with the premise that basically our resumes, both men and women, holds double standards. And it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. Each sex, we all have double standards in this thing called dating. And I would love to see a movie based on that. I'm trying to get the right word out. So, for example, women feel like men double standard is we could sleep with anybody we want to and nobody call us nothing. We just out here, you know what I'm saying, rocking out, you know, and we just chilling. Women have the double standard, whereas what you present to the new man is how he's going to treat you. He doesn't know your history unless somebody tells him or you tell him or he finds out. But if you present a good girl and you act as a good girl, he's going to treat you like a good girl. Now, the guy's double standard is that we could smash anything and it's cool, baby. It's cool. Keep it cool. So I want to see a movie based on those double standards and how each side basically take advantages of it as well. So the story would follow a character named Elena. She's a high-end matchmaker who's relentlessly enforcing these standards to her clients when they're looking to date. This movie obviously will be rated R. My foundational actors for this movie would be Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, Pedro Pascal, Logan Lermain, Zendaya, and Molly Gordon. My director would be Celine Song. My art director would be Deidre Peaches. My music score will be done by Rudy Mascaso. My producer would be Devon Franklin, and my co-writer would be Diablo Cody. So I think this will be a fire movie that everybody will want to watch. And everybody will like, who don't like a good dating movie? You know what I'm saying? Something kind of spicy, something adult, seeing a little sexy time as well, and seeing those double standards play out on the big screen. And I believe that movies have the ability to influence the culture. So seeing these images may help people navigate their own personal space a little differently as well. So that will be the impact of the movie, in my opinion. So that's my Hollywood need to ask us, and I think this will be a dope movie that everybody would tap into and listen to those actors. I think people will want to see them do their thing. So that is my Hollywood need to ask us for this episode. Shout out to my dog Cece. Come on, Ash. Just turn on the Hallmark channel. But see, the Hallmark channel, they give you like the those dating type of movies. They come on, they be bland, bro. They super bland. Like we already see my joint is gonna be like, basically think of my version, Hitch meets Love Jones. Yeah, it sound kind of bubbly now, don't it? It sound like something you go to the movies to see, right? Hitch meet Love Jones. Y'all can't tell me that ain't fly. That's fly right there. That's top tier dating movie type of style. That ain't nothing like the Hallmark movies. Ain't nothing like it. That's top tier right there. You know? So I think this one will be super duper fire. Me personally. Ashley, Lifetime movie. Yo, y'all say about this Lifetime. I see what you mean. But yo, y'all flaming my movie. Y'all calling it Lifetime. Y'all calling it Hallmark. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know what I mean? Love Jones meets Hitch. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be fire. Trust me. This gonna have the right sauce on there. All right, so moving on to our next one. Moving on to our Eddie Awards. I give 3 Eddie Awards to 3 particular movies that are must see and y'all must tap into. So my first Eddie Award goes to the movie 6 Days and 7 Nights. Came out in 1998, directed by Ivan Reitman. This movie is movie stars Anne Hitch, Harrison Ford, David Schwimmer, Jacqueline Obdors, uh, Tamaru Morrison, and Danny Torrido. Yeah, that's the guy from what was the vampire movie, y'all? Dawn, something. Death Till Dawn. Dust Till Dawn. That's him. That's Danny Torito. But this is a fire must see movie, and this is my first Eddie Murphy award to that movie. Y'all must go see it. It's about a woman who's on top of her game in the business world, takes a vacation, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it for y'all, so make sure y'all tap in to see it. My second Eddie Award goes to the movie that came out in 2001, directed by Frank Oz. This movie stars Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, Marlon Brando, and Angela Bassett, Gary Farmer, Mark Camacho, and Jamie Harold. Do you hear that cast? You know this movie is fire. This movie is called The Score. Fire, must-see movie by the top tier guy who's a top tier, next level thief, and it's The Score. I won't ruin it for y'all. I won't spoil it. So make sure y'all tap in. And movies are so much better when you know less about it. So make sure y'all tap into that movie. And my third final Eddie Award for tonight goes to the movie that came out in 1996, directed by Jeremiah Chekic. This movie stars Sharon Stone, Isabella Anjai, Kathy Bates, and Chaz Palminteri. This movie is called Diabolic. Diabolic. Fire must see movie. This movie is crazy. This movie is about a woman and her husband's mistress coming together and watching the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it for y'all. So make sure y'all tap into these movies. So those are my 3 Eddie Murphy awards. Again, goes to the movies 6 Days, 7 Nights, The Score, and Diabolic. So make sure y'all tap into those 3 movies. Moving on to our next one, I'm gonna give out some Michael Jackson awards, some fire must-hear artists. You know, I profile an artist each and every show, whether they new or old, whether they hip hop and R&B. I'm gonna just give y'all some of that fire music. So my first Michael Jackson award goes to the song called "Still Madly Crazy." Still Madly Crazy by the artist Robin Thicke. My second Michael Jackson award goes to the song Get Her Back, again by Robin Thicke. And my third Michael Jackson award goes to the song Lock the Door, again by Robin Thicke. So those are my 3 Michael Jackson awards by our profile artist for tonight, Robin Thicke. Again, the songs is Still Madly Crazy, Get Her Back, and Lock the Door. Some fire must hear and have songs on your playlist, especially if y'all R&B lovers out there. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Sun in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Yo, Lennox in the building. Yeah, hey man. Hey man. Got Lennox in the building. You already know. That's a block that I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Third Lennox all day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the all Lennox. All the Lennox. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You feel me? First Lennox. Second Lennox. Third and fourth. Shout out to all. So shout out in the building. It's me, Capone, brother. Got my dog Capone in the building. You already know. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. It's been a minute. Yo, man, it's good to see you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your support majorly. Appreciate that. And a double big up to you, because for some reason when people are out here doing their thing, we get love from a whole bunch of new people and new strangers. So the fact that You one of the day ones, bro. Come on, you already know, man. It's major, and I appreciate you for showing major support, bro. Shout out to Fam, my dog Fam in the building. Mr. Church is my Eddie Murphy movie to watch. Yeah, you like Mr. Church? I couldn't get into Mr. Church. I couldn't get into Mr. Church. You was messing with Mr. Church? I couldn't get into Mr. Church, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't look terrible, but the first 30 minutes of the movie is like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. You owe me a football. Damn, bro. I owe you a rock, bro. Pause. I owe you a football. I launched it by accident, bro. My bad. Shout out to my dog Capone. My bad. Facts 3. Proud of you. Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that. Majorly appreciate that. Majorly. Ashley, I cannot message you on Instagram. I have to check it. I have to check because Instagram be doing their own thing. But I'm gonna check it. If you sent me something or try to send me something, then it's probably like, in the back somewhere that I gotta go check. So I'm gonna check, and I'm gonna bring you up on Instagram. So shout out to Fam, showing major love, yo. See, that's always been a thing of mine. When you know people is doing their thing, show love. It don't cost nothing. Hit the like button. It's like befuddling to me when you see people in the industry and they doing shit and they doing their numbers and this shit is popping. It's not whack. You'll be quick to hit the like on somebody you don't even know, opposed to somebody that grew up in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So when people do that, yo, that's a victory, bro. Oh my God. Shout out to poor Ash. I have a question for you. Poor, ask the question. You gotta qualify that. You one of the day ones. You ask your question, Paul. You feel me? Ask your question. I answer it. Unless it's anything about the IRS. I don't know nothing about the IRS. Nah. No. Is it Jim Carrey or not? LOL. Jim Carrey what? I didn't mean to mess up the joke. Jim Carrey. Is it Jim Carrey? What you mean? What you talking about? Paul, what you talking about? Is it Jim Carrey? I didn't mean to mess up the joke, Paul. I didn't mean to mess up the joke. All right, y'all, moving on. What we got next? Okay, so y'all already know we about to get them tickets and take that flight. You already know how we do. Send them the turkey or nah. Send them the turkey or nah. You already know the rules of the game. Type in T to send them the turkey, or you type in N not to send them the turkey. Let's get it started. First one of the night. Let's get it. Lil Yachty, rapper Lil Yachty, says the origins of hip hop was trash. And he's basically referring to the Sugar Hill Gang, that first song, the hip hop to the hip, that song. He's basically saying that the origins of hip hop is trash. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Type in T to send his comment to Turkey, or type in N not to send it to Turkey. So he's basically saying that at the very beginning, there wasn't always a lot of lit music in hip hop. There was some trash in hip hop, and there was some lit shit in hip hop. Do y'all agree? Again, type in T to send them to Turkey if y'all don't, or type in N not to send them to Turkey if you do. So let me know what y'all think in the chat. Send them Turkey or nah. Without the Sugar Hill Gang, it won't be no Yachty. Set him straight to Turkey. You basically took my answer. I'm not gonna lie to you. You basically took my answer, bro. I'm gonna have to send Lil Yachty to Turkey. You basically took my answer, bro. Like, I don't think people realize, right? And we're gonna get into it a little later about sports too, right? Because we talk about everything here. Lil Yachty feels to realize, and maybe he do realize, he's old enough to know, he's smart enough to know, because he's not stupid. A part of this, to me, at this point, is attention based. He said things about Tupac and some of the other greats earlier, and he realized the type of attention that he gets. So this follows up with a new song. or a new record that he is going to push. If you realize certain artists have formula to move their music, and this is part of the formula, in my opinion. This is to get people talking, like, yo, what is Little Yachty talking about? They go to his stuff or give him that view, give him that click. Oh, he got new music. Let me see what he's talking about. And it doesn't matter if you think his music is trash, because we don't live in the age of buying albums anymore. People really do well off of streaming, or some artists do well off of streaming. And the point of the matter is to get the click. That's all it is. So me personally, I think this is a promotional tool for whatever music that he's pushing, regardless if it's good or not. Is going to get people to say he's trash, and to prove how trash he is, I'm going to listen to his music just to listen to it, to trash the music. Guess what? That's a like, that's a listen, that's something that people are going to tap into. So that's one part of it. The second part of it was the answer that you said. Without the Sugar Hill Gang, there would be none of us in hip hop. Now, mind you, the Sugar Hill Gang was the first to come out, and for it to be happy musically so it could pass. When something passed, that means there's another side of it underground. Meaning, we got the Sugar Hill Gang. But nobody's going to say the Sugar Hill Gang got the attention because they was good. They got the attention because it was hip. They got the attention because the kids in that era was listening to something different other than what our parents was listening to. Just like our parents was listening to something different other than what their parents was listening to. At one particular time, if you did anything outside of gospel music, like, you could really be like disowned by your family. Like, yo, your voice is for God, bro. How dare you sing about lust and energy and sexual behavior? You're bugging. Yo, bro, if you don't tighten up, yo, we're going to disown your ass. So music is an ongoing thing. So the fact that we had the Sugar Hill Gang, and the Sugar Hill Gang wasn't even a group of real rappers. They put them together because they felt like they look cool and these guys can pass. But they obviously wasn't the most talented, but their contribution is significant because it helped them open the door. And it gave us something to shoot for. What do that mean, Ash? Okay, if we didn't have a Dr. J, guess what? There would be no Michael Jordan. If it was no Michael Jordan, we wouldn't have LeBron James. Y'all do know with LeBron James wear 23 because of who? Michael Jordan. We wouldn't have them. If it wasn't a LeBron James, we wouldn't have the new class of guys like Wembyana. And not to mention, I don't want to forget Kobe. There was no MJ, it would be no Kobe. Kobe was trying to take everybody's head off because MJ was doing it. You know why Kobe switched his number from 8 to 24? He could have wore 23. Like, yo, I'm 24, I'm better. And I'm going to show you I'm better. So we need these things, people to break the door down, set their mark, and give us something to aim for. Now when other NBA players come into the league, they have something to aim for. We had other artists come into the music business. It was something to aim for. The Sugar Hill Gang. And now we're going to show you how skillful we could get with this. When you have the Sugar Hill Gang and then we go to LL Cool J, the real raw streets of it. Then, oh, you want to see something different? Oh, we got a next level rapper for you. You think LL Cool J, who is very skillful, one of the best rappers we ever had, but he's doing that for the ladies. We're going to give y'all somebody that's talking about the streets. We're going to give y'all Rakim. Oh, snap, Rakim? Nah, yo, Rakim is a beast. Then another elevation of it, we're going to give y'all somebody that talk to the ladies and the street. Name is Big Daddy Kane. Then we're going to take it to reality rap, to the West Coast. We got NWA. Then to the East Coast, you got Wu-Tang. Then they got a real skillful kid who's like 14, 15 years old. His lyrical ability is unlike anything we've ever heard of. This kid name was Nas. Then in Brooklyn, they had some, the kid is big, but he's nice. And he's fly. They call him Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. Then they got another kid in Brooklyn somewhere. He just getting money from the drug game. And he don't want to do the drug game no more. And he's nice. And he raps a little fast, too. Name is Jay-Z. So again, Lil Yachty, brother, without the Sugar Hill Gang, there's none of us. So, did that music age well? No. And I know for a fact that I missed a couple of artists, but I'm trying to move this story along. See what I'm saying? We needed these artists to shoot for something. Even though this artist right now gets a bad rap because he's in jail, he was needed and needed into the culture. P. Diddy. Yes. Because without P. Diddy, we wouldn't have, I wouldn't say we wouldn't have Heavy D, but we wouldn't have Heavy D. That's more of an Andre Harrell thing, but he gave Heavy D some of the things, that street element, that street fashion. And then started his own label called Bad Boy and brought us all these great artists, regardless of kind. Talking about contracts, we're talking about music and how the representation made us feel. I don't care what nobody say. When I was a little kid, when I was 8, 9 years old, and I seen Bad Boy, young millionaires on my television, Biggie Smalls fly, Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls fly, Mace fly, the Locks fly, Little Kim fly. And what I mean by fly, I'm doing it in a major way. Total 112. Major cog that we needed in our industry. So without the Sugar Hill Gang, we get none of that, sir. So keep it cool. Keep it cool. There's always a little trash in every era. That goes without saying. So I got to send him to Turkey first round trip, because it made no sense for him to say that, because it is what it is. But you can't defend trash music with trash music. And not saying that Lil Yachty makes trash music, but you can't defend trash music with trash music. You can't say, well, there was trash back then, so you should accept trash now. No. Because what did I say? We got something to aim for. And if we're not aiming for the better version of that, then what are we doing? And the beautiful thing about the guys that came after the Sugar Hill Gang, they was all different. Nas is different from Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls is different from Jay-Z. Jay-Z is different from Redman. And so on and so forth. So artists should be shooting to be different. So the fact that he said this, I gotta send you to Turkey, bro. Because it goes without saying. Goes without saying. There's going to be trash music in every era. But we don't highlight the trash. We're not going to say 10 years from now, yeah, this is trash, and we're going to, like, but it was trash. No, we trying to move the culture forward by giving great music. Like, what is he talking about? Shout out to the chat. Y'all was going in on the chat. With no Bill Russell, there will be no Kareem, Dr. J, Jordan, Shaq, Curry. Facts. Like I said, I'm not going to name every single, like, cog, but I had to move the story along, right? So y'all get what I'm saying, what I mean by that. So, but shout out to my dog, fam in the building. Patrick, my dude Patrick in the building, big badge holder. One of our day ones. Appreciate you for tapping in. Without the BX and DJ Kool Herc, there would be no hip hop. Disagree. But Kool Herc is a major cog in hip hop. A major cog in hip hop. Let's not do that. That's not nitpick. We don't want to do the nitpick. But without Kool Herc, hip hop wouldn't be as big as it was, because he wasn't the only one that did hip hop. So that's not create that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Patrick, though. You're my dog. Fam. What do you say? Run DMC, Houdini, EPMD, Fat Boys, the Juice Crew. Facts. Absolutely. What up, my dude? My dog Patrick. You know what I'm saying? My dog Patrick, man. I gave Patrick a shout out. Shout out to Dizzy in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. One of our big badge holders in the building, man. Major love. We got Ike Love in the building. Ike Love, partner. What's up, my dog? Ike Love in the building. I say that for you. Little I'll say that for you. Little Yachty is. I don't want to finish the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? But but y'all get the point that I'm making, right? It doesn't matter who's trash or who's not. We don't want to give excuses. Same thing with sports, right? We don't look at sports and you don't see athletes be like, well, they had slow guys back then, so you should accept these slow guys now. Nah, bro, we're trying to move it forward, bro. We got new technology, new information. We should be doing that faster, bigger, and better. Pause. Right? So we don't want to, we got to lose that loser mentality where artists and entertainment or any genre or anything that, oh, we was trash in this part, but it's cool though because it was trash over there too. Nah, we clean all that up. Now I'm saying we not accepting none of that, man. So I gotta send him to Turkey. All right, moving on to our next one. Send him to Turkey or nah. Send him to Turkey or nah. Y'all know the rules. Type in T to send it to Turkey. Type it in not to send it to Turkey. Two cars. I gotta be careful. My Brooklyn accent is very heavy, y'all. I got a heavy Brooklyn effing accent. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 40-year-old virgin, the movie. If you know, you know. Two cars fall in a sinkhole while the drivers were sitting at a stoplight in Omaha, Nebraska. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Type in T to send it to Turkey. Type in N not to send it to Turkey. Again, two cars fall into a sinkhole while driving. While drivers were sitting at the stoplight in the city of Omaha, Nebraska. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Type in T to send it to Turkey. Type it in not to send it to Turkey. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Ike Love, tell the truth. Yachty is. I don't want to finish that. My dog Patrick, yo, Ash, did you hear about Deion Sanders quarterback? Yeah, man, I heard about that. That almost, man, that almost hurt my heart when I seen that. I'm gonna talk about that right after this. I'm gonna talk about that right after this. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Are we sending this to Turkey or not? Again, two cars while driving, drivers were sitting at a stoplight. Their two cars fall into the sinkhole in Omaha, Nebraska. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Colorado quarterback Dominique. Yeah, we're going to talk about that right after. And it wasn't even on the show because I just read about that before I came on live. Turkey 3 times. Ashley, we sent them to Holt, Nebraska. To Turkey. T, that was horrible. Are they okay? So the drivers seem to be okay. Me personally, I got to send this to Turkey. Omaha, Nebraska, what are y'all doing? Y'all bugging. Like, in order for these sinkholes to happen, that means that there is something wrong with a main vein under the actual concrete where it's been soaked up by so much water and just perspiration that is not being reinforced properly. Like, if this happened in this part of Omaha, Nebraska, what's going to happen to the other parts? And luckily, these people survived. Luckily, they fell far, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't clear the whole car, but it did clear half the vehicle or almost half the vehicle. So luckily, these people are good, but this could have been a whole lot worse. Now, can you imagine if children or school kids was walking past, and y'all know how rowdy school kids get after school. When 3 o'clock hit, it gets rowdy on them school streets. Can you imagine a group of kids standing there about to cross the street, playing in the street? Y'all know how kids is just being kids, and kids falling in that sinkhole? They would have dealt with that immediately. So why play around? And we got all these old structures, and we don't do a good enough job reinforcing our damn streets. What are we doing? And this is Omaha, Nebraska. This is not in some other country somewhere. This is in the US of A. So can you imagine? And it's not just in Omaha, Nebraska. We found sinkholes all over the world. This is just the latest. This just happened just yesterday. So I gotta send this to Turkey. I have to send this to Turkey, me personally, regarding that. Nebraska, tighten up, tighten up. I gotta agree with the rest of the chat. Moving on. Like I said, this wasn't slated. This wasn't slated. I do want to say rest in peace to Dominique Ponder, quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes. I just seen that story right before I got on live, and it was very heartbreaking that this young man had lost his life this morning. He was basically, it was a car accident where somehow, some way, he lost control of the vehicle. He was moving fast. Do report. This is by the report. They said he was moving kind of fast, or speed was a factor. That was the better choice of word that they used, that speed was a factor. He lost control of the vehicle, and he hit a guardrail, and then I believe he hit like an electric pole. And before going into an embankment, the car caught on fire. So my condolences to his family, his loved ones, his teammates. I seen videos of him on the Colorado Channel, football and things of that nature, where they doing their thing, Well Off Media, and he just seemed like a really good kid, good energy. And this is heartbreaking. He was only 23 years old, chasing after his dream, living his dream. And so my condolence goes out to the family. If y'all can in the chat, hit them hearts, hit the 100s, hit the praying hands, hit the what they call that, the bird, the flying bird, if you can in the chat, just to show this young man some love. Again, shout out to Dominique Ponder. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Very tragic. Very sad. Only 23 years old. That's why that really hit me, because I got a daughter that's going to be 23. She's basically 23, and like that hit me hard. I was like, man, that is, woo, oh man. So show that love, light, and energy. Send that to their parents as well, man. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know what time it is. It's about that time. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, in the word snaps.com. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, in the word snaps.com. First hot topic of the night for time to rap. These kids with their speeding, they need to slow down. That was my immediate reaction regarding this. That was my immediate reaction. I will say this before we get into time to rap. This goes to not just young kids, but adults too. I live in Florida. I moved to Florida, I should say. But I live in Florida, and we get people on that road that drive unnecessarily fast in Florida. If you know, you know, right? Slow down. Slow down. Whether you're an adult, a young adult, or a kid, teenager, slow down. You don't have to be where you think you need to be that fast. Slow down. You will get there. And you have the power to end your life and somebody else on that road. So slow down. All right, y'all. Time to wrap. First hot topic of the night. A quick rest in peace. Another rest in peace. My goodness. Rest in peace to Oliver Grant, also better known as Power. We just mentioned one of the legendary groups, Wu-Tang Clan. Power, y'all known him as Power. The world had known him as Power. He's always been one of the major contributors to Wu-Tang Clan, as far as on the business side, helping with the upstart, as far as the financials. Y'all seen him all through the Power series as well. You see the story with Power Also, he was the founder and CEO of WooWear, created WooWear. The idea was from Power, uh, not knowing Power or, Oliver Grant. His father also owned a clothing store. So he took that hustle when his friends, started to make way and people, was really impacted by the things that they wore. He got that also, that energy from his father, knowing how to make clothes and things of that nature in the clothing industry, I should say. Uh, Power was also known for being the founder and the owner of WooWear. Also, y'all also seen Power in legendary movies such as Belly. If y'all remember the character Knowledge in the movie Belly, that was Power. For those who are right now looking at this and be like, oh snap, I remember that character. That is Power. That's him. That's the guy Power. And he also played in another movie called Black and White. He was also one of the minor characters, but a major minor character, I should say. And again, he was in that and did an amazing job. So again, rest in peace to Oliver Grant, aka Power, one of the Wu-Tang founders and of WooWear and some of their other business ventures as well. So shout out to Power. Shout out to Ab in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Let me rap Unk. These kids with this one. Shout out to Paul. The car accident went through a lot. It sounds like the brakes have failed, and I hope it wasn't any foul play. I hope it wasn't either. I hope it wasn't either. All in all, whether you're a kid, a young adult, or just a grown up, slow down on that road. Slow down. Slow down. And do the research on your vehicles before you buy them. A lot of us, we buy vehicles because it's the flyest vehicle that we can buy. But do the research on these vehicles, man. I'm trying to tell you. All right, y'all. First hot topic of the night. 50 Cent T.I. saga continues. This is getting crazy. Basically, the whole family of the Harris family, or Harris clan, I should say. I say Harris family because they all from T.I. have responded to 50 Cent with a diss record. The whole family that does music. I say that everybody that does music, except for the young lady, the youngest daughter, which she shouldn't. But I'm all the men in the family that's from the Harris clan that came from the loins of T.I. Tip Harris. They got a diss record for 50. And I'm not gonna hold you. Some of it was alright. I'm not gonna hold you. It started off with King. No surprise there. King was on that immediately. He was like, yo, watch your mouth. He had choice words for 50. But he responded in a diss record. And the diss record, it was a diss record. Like, it was a diss record. You know what I'm saying? He's standing up for his mom, Dukes, and I can respect it. Is it a diss record that I'm going to play back and back? No. But, hey, man, it wasn't whack, but it just wasn't like a joint that you're going to play over and over again. Like, yo, you hear how cold he dissed him? Like, that's crazy. It was cool. It was cool. Now, Damani that stepped out and dropped his diss record. I'm not going to hold you. He was going in. He was going in. I'm not going to hold you. That's a diss record that you could listen to over and over again. The substance of it, how he did it, it was fire. I will say that for sure. For sure. It was fire. I'm not going to hold you. The best diss record out of all the Harris, T.I., King, Damani. Man, it's coming from Messiah, dog. Yes. Yes. AKA what's his name? Buddy Red? I think that's his stage name. Buddy Red. And y'all know Buddy Red. If y'all know Buddy Red, he doesn't rap. He does more like a Lenny Kravitz type of style of music. Uh and the music is really good. I will say that. I've listened to some of his stuff prior to, and it's really good. Very different. A complete different vibe. He even really give you the style of it too. He dress, he gonna give you that. He gonna give you all that energy. I'm not gonna hold you, yo. He had the best diss record on 50. The best diss record on 50. It was fire. I'm not gonna hold you. I have to say Messiah, aka Buddy Red, had the best diss record out of the Harris family on 50 Cent. Me personally, the song went hard. It was fire, and he did it in his elk. He didn't rap. He didn't try to sound gangster. It was just a fire song, and it was suited towards 50 Cent. So, in my opinion, he had the best diss record out of the Harris family. First, Messiah. Second, Damani. Third, T.I. And then fourth, I'm going to say King diss record. So, I have to respect it. You have to respect it. Somebody get on your mother top. That sounds kind of crazy. But when somebody speaks ill of your moms, you get at them. You get activated. That's not going to be acceptable. But I want to tell the Harris men, I'm glad y'all got that off. I'm glad y'all got that off. I'm glad that you're able to make that music and make your money. I'm glad y'all was able to do that. Cause that's the best thing that can happen. Cause that's all that's gonna happen. Is y'all making y'all money. Cause if y'all think 50 Cent is going to reply to any of this, he's not. And it's not because it's not good. It's not because it's not impactful. Yo, his energy not in the rap, bro. 50 over here trying to dominate the world in different spaces, in business, in acting space. It's in a whole nother space. Rap space is the least thing that he really worried about, and going into the booth and worrying about and taking away from his other businesses. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. Now, the crazy thing is, we live in a time now where artists who thrives on dissing, like 50 Cent, doesn't even have to respond with a diss record. He responds with posts. And it's almost just as equally impactful as these diss records. So, again, I'm glad they stood on business. They stood up for their mom or their stepmom, and you get what I'm saying. Like, it's a blended family, but it's still respect due, right? She's a mother figure, and they're gonna ride out. They're gonna stand up for her, and they're gonna step up for Pops. So I love that. I love that. But 50 Cent not responding to that. I'm glad they was able to make their money, create dope music, and now, hey, Harris family men go on tour together. You know what I'm saying? You have King open up, followed by Messiah, then Damani, then T.I. shut the show down. You know what I'm saying? I think that would work. And then they got a little sister that could really sing. And I'm pretty sure Tiny gonna want to do something. She like, hey, ain't all of y'all gonna get on that stage, and I ain't gonna hit the stage. So, I think make it a family affair, family tour. You know what I'm saying? Make y'all money and make this count. Y'all got all the views, y'all got all the eyes right now. Make it count. So shout out to them. Like, they stood up and they stood on business. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Shout out to the chat. My dog Roman Jack in the building. One of our day ones, one of our big badge holders. Bro been having his badge for like 2 years. Appreciate you, Roman Jack, man. I'm glad to see Patrick has been holding it down. Now, that's for sure. That's for sure. My dog Patrick been holding it down. Shout out to my dog Patrick, too. But we got Rowan Jack in the building, so y'all better talk to me nice because he don't play none of them games as well. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. NFL Combine. It came And it went. Yo, the NFL Combine is crazy. It's crazy. Every year, we get a chance to see young men have the ability to change their life by lifting a lot of weight, running very fast, and doing what we think they could do. They either solidify it or they highlight that we didn't get a chance to see them all season. Your school wasn't seen like that, so you could go to the combine and show how fast you was, show how strong you are, show how high you jump, and it didn't fail. They had some pretty significant takeaways from the combine that that I know teams will go in a completely different direction after seeing what some of these young guys can do at the combine. So, for example, Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State, he's one out of two linebackers who ran 4.4s. And for those who don't understand how significant that is, have you ever seen B. John Robinson run? He's arguably one of the best running backs in the NFL right now. And he's like smoking fast, right? These guys run the same time as him. 4.4. We got 4.45 and a 4.46. At linebacker, B. John Robinson is what, 5'11", maybe 220-ish, 218-ish. Fast. These guys a piece. The smallest one is 6'3". Sonny Styles is 6'5", 245, and runs a 4.4. He also jumped. His vertical is 43. A 43-inch vertical. That means he's touching the top of the backboard. Or he's like right in the center of that. Like just off the vertical. Not running and jumping, off the vertical. Like, you know, with that center part, when you look at the backboard, his hand is like at the top part of that. That's very high. So some of these kids really made themselves there. I don't want to call them kids because they're grown men. These guys are 22, 23. They're grown, making millions of dollars already, right? So they made themselves more money. Also, another player that made himself a lot of money is Taylor Green. And for those who don't know about Taylor Green, at the combine, he's a quarterback. Nobody was talking about him before the combine. Quarterback from Arkansas, 6'6", 235 pounds. He ran a 4.3. Yes, he ran a 4.3. Another 43-inch vertical guy as well too. He has a very strong arm. Very strong arm. I watched him throw in the combine. He needs to clean up his technique. He has to work on his feet, and he has to work on timing. And I think that will clean up some of his accuracy woes. But I implore the NFL, because if you ever seen the movie Any Given Friday, they love to do this with brothers who are fast and that play quarterback. Hey, man, he got quick feet. Let's move him to receiver, tight end, defensive back. Let's move him there. He got quick feet. He's a quarterback. Leave him at quarterback. He can develop at quarterback. He has all the measurables. Work on his accuracy. And this kid can be something special because he has all the attributes. It's just funny that they do that with us. When you look at a guy like Josh Allen, strong arm, fast, big. He wasn't as big as this guy. Pause. He's not as fast as this guy at all, but he's still fast and he has size on him. But his accuracy was terrible. Terrible. Josh Allen's accuracy was terrible. And then he developed, but they put the resources in developing him. and failure wasn't an option. So do the same thing with Taylor Green. He's a quarterback. A quarterback. Do not move him to wide receiver. He's not twitchy enough to play wide receiver. Just because he runs a 4-3 doesn't mean he's a receiver. Keep him at quarterback, NFL. Because that's what they're going to be talking about come draft day. But he made himself a whole lot of money. So my thing about the combine is this. I'm a big tape guy. Because when you look at the combine, it's testing. We got the tests. Guys look good in their grays or look good in their tights. Pause. Right? And the reason why we say grays is because that's what NFL players wear when I never played in the NFL. But grays is for athletes that, that's what they wear in practice. I used to play football, right? Played in college, right? Anyway, point that I'm making is that they look good without the pads. They're fast, they're strong, and we out here two-hand touching. They look amazing. But when we get them pads on and them dogs start barking and you put that jersey on, helmet on, you hit that tunnel, crowd start going crazy. The eyes is on you. Guys shrink. So I'm a big tape over test guy. So I love the measurables that they had out here because guys showed up and showed out. They was fast, they were strong, and man, it looked good. But do they play well? Do it show up on tape? Some of these guys, when the season was going on, I watched your team play, bro. You wasn't that. But I'm glad you test well because you have the ability, if you're in the right system, to be better. For sure. For sure. But my mindset is this. If you wasn't that guy in college, then you're not going to be that guy in the NFL. I'm a big believer in that. If you're not that guy in college, you're not going to be that in the NFL. And what do that mean? You could be at a smaller school, be that guy, and don't get a lot of pub. That's different. You're that guy, right? That's, for example, you went to Wisconsin, and the whole world don't see Wisconsin like that, but you dominated. So you're that guy. And you show up to the combine, and you show up and show out. It's like now his tape matches his testing. But if you a test guy, and then when we look at the tape, it's nothing but hot garbage, your value, I'll bring you in the camp, but I'm not drafting you. I want to see what it looked like, pause, up close and personal. Can you play or not? So I've always been infatuated with the tape over testing. But most people love the testing. They just love to see it. It's just sheer athleticism at its finest. So shout out to Rowan Jack. I am graduating 25B, information technology specialist. Love that, Rowan Jack. Love that. Love that. Bro, you've had your membership for 18 months. Army school tomorrow. Better late than never. Getting on the technology wagon. I love that. I love that I love that for you, Rowan Jack, man. I love that, man. Congratulations. And I'm happy for you. Happy for Rowan Jack. Shout out to Rowan Jack, y'all. Hit them likes, hit the 100s, man. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Shout out to Rowan Jack, man. Shout out to Rowan Jack. Shout out to my dog Vic. My dog Vic, man. Shout out to Rowan Jack, man. Congratulations. I love that for you. We live in a technical world, man. If you ain't up on your technology, and I hear quite a lot of the older people like, I ain't a technical person. Well, you better get technical. You better get technical. Because we live in a technology-driven world. So, you know what I'm saying? Take you a class and get it together. Get right. So, it's crazy when people say that. But yeah, the combine in itself, man, it never fails. Every year we see, like even the combine, right? Watching the combine let me know how the draft is going to go. It lets me know how the draft is going to go. The running backs in this draft is definitely going to go second and third round. They're not going to go fourth, fifth, and sixth. You need to get your running back in the second and third round because majority of their running backs in this draft class, they're solid, they're fast, and they can catch. So that value is going to be in the second round. In the second round, in this upcoming draft, you're going to see a run on the running backs like you've never seen. These are guys you cannot get in the third and the fourth round like that. They're going to be gone. And these are guys that can start for your team. There's only one, I would say there's 3 running backs that have first round grades, but 2 of those backs is going to go in the second round. One back, Jeremiah Love, he's going first round. Big guy, 6 foot, maybe 200 and I'll say 15 pounds. I could be wrong. He looks more 220-ish. Clocked at a 4.3. And his tape shows that. At Notre Dame, his tape shows that. And I just hope that my Kansas City Chiefs ends up with him. I hope so. Because we need help in the running game. So that's why I see that part of the draft happening. Receivers, you could get you a good receiver 4th, 5th, 6th round. The top receivers, the top 5 is going to go in the first 2 rounds. But you're going to see a lot of defensive guys go in the first and second, well, first, second-ish, because it's going to be a lot of running backs, and then third and the 4th round. So that's how I seen, and it solidified that for me watching that. So the combine, again, I'm more of a tape guy, but yeah, some guys really shined out through the test and made themselves some serious money. And again, and even Sonny Styles, he has a brother. His brother, I believe, plays safety. Now, Sonny Styles clocked at a 4.4. The brother that plays the safety ran a 4.2. So I don't know what they putting in the water in Ohio, but these guys are testing extremely well. So shout out to them, and I wish them the best in their career. I really do. I really do. I love watching the NFL draft. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Shout out to my dog, Rowan Jack. I'm 40 years old. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with technology, bro. You feel me? But when I say older people, I don't mean like 40 people 40. I'm talking about people like in their late 40s, 50s, or like mid 50s. They all be like, yeah, all this technology, I just can't do. You better get to it. You better get to it. 40 prime year for technology. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. NYCHA is tearing down all 16 housing projects in New York City. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, NYCHA is tearing down all 16 housing projects in New York City. And they're doing this because they're saying that they want to build more affordable housing in replacement of the projects in itself. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, when I seen this, I thought this was hot dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta read between the lines when you're dealing with New York City. They say they want to make it more affordable for the people in the area by combining that land with people who make more and make less. So basically, majority of the residents is going to have people paying higher rent, and then like the lower rent people that you're going to designate certain homes that would probably be your smallest homes in that building is going to pay the lesser rent. So you're not making it more affordable for everybody to live there. Like, NYCHA think they slick, and the main reason why they say they're doing that, not just for that aspect to add on, I should say, is the fact that they can't make all the repairs to all 16 housing projects in all of New York. And if y'all know NYCHA, it goes through all 5 boroughs. New York, excuse me, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. So because of that, because they can't make all the repairs, they're going to just tear it down and build a whole new building for people who make way more money, and then they're going to designate certain apartments for low income families. So you're not making it affordable for majority of the low income families in that area. And then some areas are going to be major affected because now the areas where those housing projects was located, it was right next to prime real estate, which is coming off the like the different bridges, and those different bridges, whether it's the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, that carries a lot of traffic, and it helps like people that work in the area to get to their destinations even faster. And now they live in the area, so now they could like it helps that they could get to where they need to even faster, and it lessens down the capacity of traffic as well. So when they say they doing it to make it more affordable, I call it super duper bullshit. Super duper bullshit. Shout out to Rowan Jack. They hired Madani, the socialist. Someone is getting. I'm not gonna say the rest of that. Rowan Jack. I'm not gonna say the rest of that. Shout out to Shay. It's sad in the city. It's a sad in the city that never stops. It's sad. Hold up. It's a sad in the city that never sleeps. Yeah, I think we're missing a word. But yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, where are these people going to go? Where are these people going to go? You have hundreds of residents within these 16 buildings in New York City. Where are these people going to go? Now, it's quite interesting that when we had people who was basically immigrants and migrating to this country, that we got housing. We're gonna create housing for these people. We're gonna put these people up for 6 months and put some money in their pockets so that way they could get groceries for the next 6 months to a year. Is the people and from these housing projects, are they going to get these same type of stipends, same type of grants to basically, be housed in transition? Because you're basically kicking people out. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to live? Which is the bigger question. New York City always finds a way to make money, but what happens to the people now that's going to be without? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to live? And who's going to set that up? And how that's going to work. So I call bullshit when it comes to NYCHA and their reasoning, and the fact that they tearing down these houses. What people don't understand is that yes, these are poor houses. It needs a lot of renovation and things of that nature. But these are still people's homes. And some people, these are the only homes they ever known. And they being forced out. I call bullshit. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Actor Caspian Glover was sued by a former model who alleged that he held her captive and physically assaulted her. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, actor Caspian Glover was sued by a former model who alleged that he held her captive and physically assaulted her. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. This is episode 242. Wow. Yeah. But yeah. This actor, I know him best for playing in the movie Willard. He played in the movie Willard, or the remake version of Willard, I should say, about the rat, the crazy rat, and he's been known to do other things. If this is true, like we've heard this in Hollywood. It's quite interesting if this is true, how they have hip hop police. Where's Hollywood police? Because we hear these things on a regular basis where people in Hollywood are doing the most. Not too long ago, there was the actor, the director. I can't think of his name right now, but his son unalived him and his wife. And we talked about on the show. I just can't think of Rob. I think it's Rob Reiner. He was unalived by his son, and the son also unalived his wife as well, or his mother, I should say. So we hear these things in Hollywood happening, whether it's murder, whether it's gape, whether it's some sort of assault, and it's everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. We gotta get these lawyers involved. Everything is alleged. So as of right now, it is alleged. But if this is true, yo, there's no space for a person like that in the industry, yo. Anybody that move on this type of time, that's assaulting people, assaulting little boys, or assaulting women, yo, get them up out of here. Why do they still have access? And honestly, I believe people like this only have access because there's other people that get down like this. And the people that get down like this that's around are decision makers. This is the only way that this type of environment, this is the only way that this type of thing happens in this type of environment. If you have men in an environment and they don't jack a certain type of mentality in this environment, then it's not going to happen. Because if it happens, you're going to pay dire consequences. Even if it's alleged, people will pull your card. So the fact that Hollywood just have like this unbelievable imaginary force that really protects all. And mind you, I say this all the time, it takes a lifetime to build your reputation. It takes a moment to lose it. Now, if this is false, she should go to jail. Y'all know how I feel about this. If this is false, she should go to jail. But if this is true, get him up out of here. What they say in the chat, shout out to Shay, pack him up if it's true. I agree. Pack him up. Get him up out of here. For decades, we've had these type of predators exist in all these spaces, dealing with women and dealing with kids. If this is true, because again, this is alleged. But this also reminds me of the movie, I believe it was, starts with a B. Do it start with a B? I think the movie was called Barbarian. And one of the main characters, or their role as the character, he was an actor, and he did a sexual assault on a woman, and they had to go through all these channels of the speaking alleged talk, and he actually really did it. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. So again, if this guy did this, we got to get him up out of here. We got to get anybody that moves on this type of time up out of here. If he didn't, she got to go to jail. Straight like that. Shout out to Rowan Jack. He said 8mm. For those who are not familiar with the movie 8mm, go watch it. I'm not going to tell you anything about 8mm. Just go watch it. Just go watch it. He mentioned 8mm because of Hollywood. Now go watch it. Go watch it. We got my dog Roman 12 in the building. One of our big badge holders in the building. And one of our mods in the building. So y'all better talk to me nice. Because my mods don't play about that. Play about you talking crazy in the chat. Shout out to my dog Rowan 12 in the building. He said, yo, appreciate you. I don't have 8mm, but I'm not going to read the rest of that. Rowan 12. I know Rowan Jack is laughing right now. I know he's watching and laughing right now. And some of the chat that's not familiar, y'all like, yo, what the hell? Y'all. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. Power Book 3, Raising Canaan Season 5. The final trailer has dropped and is set to release June 12th. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 5. The final trailer has dropped and is set to release June 12th of this year. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. I hold them down while rolling deals. Yeah, I'm not reading the rest of that, bro. I'm not gonna read the rest of that Rowan Jack. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. I like that shirt, Ash. Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. In the chat again, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 5. Trailer dropped. The final trailer has dropped and is set to release June 12th of this year. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. All right, me personally watching it, I'm excited to watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big Raising Kanan fan. Has been a great show. Love the actors on that show. And I love the storyline of the show. The arc that it's had so far on certain characters. And it's still an unfinished story. So I can't wait to see the ending of how this is going to look moving forward. Now, will the show do well in the ratings? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the show would do well in the ratings. It's a really good show. But I don't know what it is. And all the networks love to blame COVID for stuff. But like these shows feel like they take forever for us to get another one. And when shows is good, y'all got to get back to work to give us, you know what I'm saying, more of that heat. Pause. Like, for example, when I think of X-Men 95, we were supposed to get a season last year for 2025. We didn't get nothing. We didn't get nothing. So we had to wait the rest of 2024, 2025. It's set to release sometime this year. I would say probably also sometime June-ish, July-ish, maybe May, but I would say more so June-ish, July-ish. It's like, yo, when your show is good, we fall in love. And it's like, yo, you got to keep it going, bro. You can't keep us waiting forever and ever. That's why other shows I really, really like and respect their time schedule. Like shows like Landman, shows like Tulsa King, shows like Mayor of Kingstown. It's like, yo, they get back to it. It's like, yo, we'll be right back, baby. 6 months. By this time next year, the very latest, you're gonna have a whole new season, and it's gonna be fire, and it's gonna be quality. So a show like Raising Kanan that has the pulse of the community, and it's probably the most famous power, or I would say the best power series outside of the OG Power. They got to speed this thing up. They got to bring these out much faster. So me personally, I'm excited to see it. But again, we still have to wait till, what, April 12th? Why not drop it now? Why we got to wait till April 12th? There's not the amount of promotion for a show that already has 4 seasons. You don't need promotion. Just drop the show. Why do shows do that? Like, y'all need all this promotion, all this big hype. Yo, you got seasons already. That's the hype in itself. We tired of watching the old stuff. Drop this new heat, bro. So, we're going to see this season. They talked about it. It's going to be the story of young Ghost and young Tommy. Now, I've seen the actors that are going to be the young Ghost and the young Tommy. Both actors can act. But they look a little old. I'm not going to hold you. They look a little old. So I'm going to be interested to see how old they're going to make these characters. Because Kanan was basically in high school. So if you're telling me the actors that they chose are supposed to be high schoolers, yeah, nah. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Shout out to my dog Rowan Jack. He said, right, Disney gave you a taste. Yeah, Disney be playing, man. Disney be playing. They got to get back to it. Shout out to Sync in the building. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Helps with the growth of the show. Who cares about actors? It matters, bro. If you don't have the right actor for a project, a movie, or a show, it's not going to land well. Like, we all know this. That's the biggest difference when it comes to shows. And shows, more importantly, because it's a show. It's reoccurring. So if the person is wrong, then the show is wrong. Doesn't matter how dope the show is. If the actor's trash or they don't have the right look, then it's not going to work. So that's why that matters. That's why that matters. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. The cause of death released in the 27-year-old Nathan Smith, who's also known as Little John, his son. So the autopsy report was released, and it was said that it was drowning in the setting of basically like some sort of psychedelic type of use of drug. Basically, it could have been strong, what they call shrooms, or something that was very like psychedelic type of drug that he had, and it was accidental. So basically, the drug didn't kill him, but the drug basically took away his cognitive motor skills and being able to move and stuff like that. And basically, somehow, some way, his body fell into the pond, and because of the lack of motor skills due to the drug, it was the drowning that unalived him. And again, this is for Nathan Smith, son of Little John. He was 27 years old, and this was by the medical examiner Rochelle Simon, MD. Again, this is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I have to be very respectful in saying this because I hope this is a cautionary tale. And I don't want to sound like he was a bad person or a bad individual. That's not what I'm talking about when I say cautionary. What I mean by cautionary is be careful what you put into your body. That's the cautionary part. Understand your surroundings and be aware, because we all have our own vices, whether it's smoking, drinking, sex, access of shopping, access of anything, too much of anything. We all have too much of anything or do too much of something, but we can't let it take us out. So I hope this is a cautionary tale, especially for people that put things in their body and don't understand the ramifications of what chemically these things does to your body. Because this could happen to anybody that induce any type of drug. So this is why I say I have to be respectful, because this is not a knock on this young man. This is understanding like, yo, what you put into your body, if you're going to have any recreational use of anything, put yourself in a situation where you could control the outcome. Because once you can't control the outcome, this is the result of it. This is how serious this is. And this is not the first time it's happened. We've seen artists that this happened to. Athletes, people that work in business. This happened to quite a few people. Learn how to control the outcome even when you're dealing in your vices. And some of these things, for real, may not be a real vice. It's like sometimes some of these things can be a medical use, right? But medical use is something that you go to the doctor for. And when you go to the doctor, they can diagnose, but 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. So be careful what you put into your body. And I hope people use this as a cautionary tale. Again, not because this kid was bad, because we don't know that. And I'm pretty sure anybody you speak to would tell you that he was a good person. but just the fact that, again, knowing what these things and these chemicals can do to your body. So again, rest in peace to this young man, Nathan Smith, again, Little John's son. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. President Donald Trump says Iran Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei is dead, ending a 36-year reign and leadership. And it was a joint attack between Israel and the U.S. Donald Trump later on his via his platform calls him one of the most evil people in history. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Shout out to my dog, Rowan Jack. He said 100%. I think you were saying 100% to the other stuff. To about Little John and Little John's son. But yeah. Me personally, I'm Team USA, bro. I'm Team USA. I've been on that. I've been on that. I've been on that. You can feel how you want to feel. I'm Team USA. Whatever we on, we on. We outside. And what do that mean, Ash? What that means is we got to do what it takes to keep us safe. We also got to do what it takes to have peace. And sometimes to get some peace, you need a little war. Now, some people say, are you going to be on the front line and things of that nature? I would be. I would be. So don't try to call me out. I would be. But I aged out. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of veterans. Well, we have some veterans in the family. So I have a lot of respect for people who are veterans. But more so than that, I ride for Team USA. And whatever it's going to take for us to be on the right side of history and for us to be safe, I'm on that. I'm on that. And honestly, I believe majority of our country is on that too. You're going to have some people speak out and be like, yeah, no, I'm over here with it. Knowing damn well, fight or flight, you're going to get busy. And you're going to rep that U.S. flag. So at the end of the day, man, whatever it takes for us to be safe. Now, I would rather U.S. to have peace with countries. But like I said, in order to have peace, in some instances, it takes a little war. Some of my best friends in the world, trust me, when we first met, hey, we had to get it shaky. Then came peace. Then came understanding. Then came brotherhood. So, hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. And this is not his people versus our people thing. No. I keep everything individual based. That individual versus what we hold true. It's an individual based thing for me. Like how we talked about the Haitian girl that said, oh, dirty black American. I could have easily said, hey, Haitians, this, that, the third, right? I didn't go there. Reason being I didn't go there is because my friends, people who are my friends that I call friends, happen to come from the islands, happen to come from Africa, from Haiti. I've been to their homes. I played football with them, made music, done business. I can never fix my mouth just because one Haitian person says that black Americans are dirty. I'm not going to go jump out the window. I kept it individual based. Same thing with this. Individual based. I'm on what we on. Straight like that. We live in the US of A. Either shit or get off the pot. It's just like that. Shout out to Shay. It is what it is. Pack him up. Wow. Damn. That was kind of vicious. But hey, I feel you. I feel you. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic in time to wrap. Shout out to, hello, I'm missing one. No. Shout out to Coletta Bernard. Shout out to Coletta Bernard. Those who don't know who Coletta Bernard is, Carletta Bernard is the daughter of Usain Bolt. She's a sophomore at the University of Texas, and she wins the SEC Indoor Championships in the Tyson Invitational, and she runs a 7.3 in the 60 meters, and a heat 2 with the 7.25. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Could this be the start of greatness? And again, shout out to Carletta Bernard. Could this be the start to her greatness, like her father? Her father's an all-time great as an Olympian, ultimate fast man, ultimate. Usain Bolt was something special. Could she be that? Could she be, the next fast woman, in her thing? And me personally, I love watching the Olympic women run. It's very competitive, and you see the hunger in their eyes. They go hammies. And the last few Olympics that we've had with the women running 100 meter, 200 meter, it's been spectacular. So if she's putting herself in that elk, and this is just her start, I can't wait to see her, get a little older, a little stronger, a little faster, and to see what she's going to materialize as. So shout out to her, man. Shout out again to Carletta. I hope I'm saying it right. Carletta Bernard, the daughter of Usain Bolt, one of the best and one of the greatest Olympians that we've ever had. So again, shout out to her doing her thing like she's doing her thing. So shout out to her. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 12. So continue to like, subscribe, and share. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Our next segment, I'll keep the lie live segment. So my keep the lie live for this episode is: the power is yours. Y'all like, what? The power is yours. Don't allow people to control you, to manipulate you. A way of control and a way of manipulating is letting their emotions control yours. The power is yours. And the best way you could take from that or take away that person's energy is by not responding, not returning that same type of energy. Because from a distance, you can't tell who's the fool. And I know sometimes people show up and show out because it's like, yo, you got to make an example of somebody for everybody else to understand. I get that wholeheartedly. I love that playbook right there. But sometimes the ass whooping that you can put on somebody doesn't come close to not giving them the return energy. Doesn't come close to the karma they got coming their way. So the power is yours. Even if somebody turn up, you have the power and ability to walk away. And it just seems like the older I get, I understand that notion clearer and clearer. Obviously, when you're in your 20s, your 30s, walk away. Nah, you get suplex on spot, bro. Yeah, nah. Somebody got to see me wear that ass out today. Yeah. We're going to muddy you up a little bit. Poor choice of word, but y'all get the point that I'm making. Your biggest asset is walking away and not returning energy, not giving them your power and maintaining yours. So the power is yours. And that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all been absolutely amazing, showing the show major, major love. This is the 200th. I say my words kind of fast, y'all. This is our 200th 42nd show. It's a lot of episodes. So the fact that y'all continue to show love, show up, show out, engage, I appreciate it wholeheartedly. And it means the world to me, seriously. And again, thank y'all. Hit them likes, hit them subscribes, hit that share button, hit that all notification bell. I do pop up throughout the week and continue to support the show. Tap into the membership portion in the page. We got memberships. Y'all seen a whole bunch of badge holders. Take advantage of those badges and continue to support the pod. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. I also want to thank OUV Records. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for the new OUV Records app. It is fire. It's going to be exclusive music directly for OUV Records artists, directly to y'all. A better listen and a better visual. So make sure y'all be ready to tap into that. It's going to be super duper fire. And it's still in development. That's why I say it's going to be fire. It's still in development. Also, to stay connected, make sure you tap into my Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. Come through, show love. I'm going to show y'all some love back, especially for my members. If you're a member, I'm going to show you love. If you're not a member, I'm still going to show you love. But my members get the love. You know what I'm saying? They get the love. Subscribers get the love. You know what I'm saying? But continue to show love. What else we got going on? And yeah, man. Again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in every Wednesday, every Sunday, 10:30. And, you know, it's always love, man. Don't forget, y'all, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. Do not try to stand out for being negative. Have the ability to stand out for being positive. No Willie Lynch mindset. Lose it. Lose that. It can only be one mindset as well. Okay? Hate has a location. It's just not here. The only op we recognize here is opportunity. We celebrate life culture here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Hit them likes. Hit them 100s on your way out. Even if you have done so already, hit them on your way out. Again, shout out to Patrick. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Shay. Shout out to Rowan Jack. Shout out to Rowan 12. Shout out to Sync. Shout out to, who else am I missing? I said Patrick. Shout out to Patrick. Rowan Jack. He's had his membership for 18 months. Big shout out for that, man. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Gregory in the building. Shout out to fam. I'm not going to say every single person, but shout out to y'all. Shout out to Dizzy. Shout out to Son. Shout out to Son of Yahshua. Shout out to Cece. So shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate all the love, light, and extreme energy. I seen that in the chat. I stole that from somebody in the chat. So shout out to y'all, man. And I'm going to see y'all today's Sunday. So I'm going to see y'all this Wednesday at 10:30. And y'all already know, man. It's love. Make sure y'all tap into those videos that be dropping daily. Leave those comments. And I'll see y'all soon. We out. Love.